Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about keto versus AIP, the differences between the diet, what they're both made up of, if you can combine the two, and some ideas for recipes as well which kind of overlap the two diets. So if you're curious, you can give them a try. And as always, I've actually also written a blog post which I'll leave down below, which will have kind of my thoughts and ideas and how to combine the diets and recipes, links, everything will be down below, so check that out. And be sure to subscribe for more videos like this and leave a comment to let me know your thoughts on keto versus AIP. Have you tried either diet? Do you have any questions about either? Because yeah, I'll get straight into the video. I have been on AIP for the past month or so. It's the Autoimmune Protocol diet. I started it to address solar urticaria, which is a sun allergy. So every time I go out in the sun, I break out in hives, I get a headache, migraine type symptoms, I feel like I'm overheating, everything's just very uncomfortable. And so I thought maybe going on AIP for a while might be able to help, maybe hopefully put the whole thing into remission, but at least just help with some of the symptoms, since it's summer at the moment and I've really been struggling. And so yeah, that's kind of AIP. And my experience with keto goes back almost 3 years ago. I started keto. I was on it absolutely strictly without a single cheat for 8-9 months, and then I've been on and off it since then. So it's been a few years of experience with keto, about a month or so with AIP, but I feel I got my head around it to be able to kind of compare the two and give you my thoughts on it. So as I said, AIP, Autoimmune Protocol, sometimes it's called the Autoimmune Paleo Diet. You eliminate loads of food from your diet, including grains, sugar, dairy, eggs, nuts, nightshades, and a couple of other inflammatory ingredients, foods, so that you can try and heal, and then have about 30 to 90 days of strict elimination phase, and then slowly reintroduce other foods one at a time in an order. There's stages to go through to introduce, so that you can see if you have any reactions to foods and what is triggering whatever you've been suffering from. So obviously with all of that eliminated, it is a very limited diet. It's definitely been a challenge coming up with meals. I do feel like I've kind of got the swing of things, but it's definitely a struggle every single day, cooking every single meal from scratch. There's very little outside food. Going to restaurants, cafes is kind of just out of the question. Getting any takeaways or anything, it's just, you kind of need to know what oils and what spices and everything. So it's definitely very limiting from that sense. And keto. So keto is a low carb, high fat diet. Your carbs are limited to between 20-25 net carbs a day. That is about a banana's worth, so it is very low carb. It's a huge shock to the system, as is our AIP. It's a huge shock to the system if you're eating a regular diet to go down to such low carb. There's pretty much no fruit, carbs, gluten, all of that out. So it's also a very limiting diet, but you can definitely eat out. You can definitely go to restaurants. There's definitely a lot more choice. Dairy and eggs are still allowed, so there's a lot more choice that side of things. Whereas with AIP, definitely been missing the dairy and the eggs, just to kind of round out meals, have sauces, that kind of thing. So there's pros and cons for both, as I'm kind of going through. For me, the big pro with AIP food-wise is definitely being allowed to have fruit, although it is limited to, you should sort of kind of limit yourself to a couple of serves a day, maybe one per meal, but you're also allowed sweet potato and parsnip and carrot and all those lovely starchy vegetables that you can't have on keto. And combining the two, yep, I'm asked, can you combine the two? I've looked into it, and I would definitely only suggest combining keto and AIP under supervision of a doctor. If you're doing AIP or keto, you should be doing it under supervision of a doctor to be able to make sure that you stay healthy, because that would eliminate your diet even further. AIP and keto combined, you're pretty much going to be limiting yourself to meat, vegetables, and really only berries for fruit. So you'd not be allowed to have sweet potatoes, any of the starchy veg, any other fruits. it definitely is a lot more of a struggle and a lot more of a limited diet, but it is doable if it's something that you really believe in, and as I said, definitely get medical supervision. And there are recipes that you can make, such as egg roll in a bowl, which is cooking up cabbage and beef mince, and you can use coconut aminos and cook that up. You can make a stew or a soup. There's coconut milk whipped cream. I've been having coconut milk so much. The coconut milk whipped cream, which kind of you could have on both diets. And yeah, there'll be recipes down below, some ideas for recipes which kind of overlap between the two diets. So if you're kind of thinking about which one should you follow, keto or AIP, if it's something you want to do, it really depends on what your goals are. If you're suffering from an autoimmune or other illness, then definitely consider AIP. It is a healing diet. It's anti-inflammatory. It's aimed at autoimmune disorders, but definitely speak to a doctor about it. Whereas if weight loss is more what you're after, keto definitely can help with weight loss. Over the course of my keto diet experience, I think I lost about 17 kilos, 37 pounds over the 8 months. So it's definitely a weight loss targeted diet. And AIP is more for healing, although I have experienced weight loss, but I'll talk about my weight loss in my 1 month update, which I'll share in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, definitely weight loss is part of both diets, but more so the keto side of things. And yeah, so that's kind of my experience, my thoughts of both. It is possible to combine the two diets, but it's definitely challenging, and definitely see a doctor to make sure that you stay healthy and get blood tests and all of that, which is a good idea whether you're on either diet when you're starting out. So you have kind of a baseline of where you're at health-wise, and then a few months down the track, get tested again and you can see what's changed and hopefully have some improvement. And if there's any areas for concern, you can be in control of it and not have any negative health effects while you're trying to pursue a healthy way of living. So yeah, that's the video today, my thoughts of AIP versus keto. If you've got questions, comments, leave them down below. I look forward to interacting with you in the comments. And make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and comment to let me know your thoughts of keto versus AIP. And remember to check down below for the link to the blog post, which has recipes and ideas and my thoughts on combining and pros and cons and the differences of the diets. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.